introduce you. The stage is all yours, sir.
Thank you very much. So nice to be with you all. Pratima, I have been eagerly waiting to see you all, today.
Sir, thank you so much.
So let me also introduce my wife Gayatri. Without her, I couldn't have become a parent. So, she's there with me throughout in all my seemingly impossible tasks, making it very much easy for everybody to implement in their lives. So our experiments have what we are going to share today. It's not something that we understood or learned, just not those things, but actually what we have implemented on our own children. And so both of us have done our simple, humble work in this field of parenting. So let me show you for you all.
Welcome, wonderful parents of beautiful children. Welcome to the art of parenting. Organized by the Guruji Rishi Prabhakarji, initiated and developed by Yuva Guruji Sri Raviji and Gayatri. Mentally, socially, emotionally, and spiritually. Do you know your 3-year-old child can do binary functions in maths, do gymnastics, ballets, swim better than most of us, draw and paint like a grown-up adult, play the piano, violin, harmonium, or any other musical instrument, read the whole encyclopedia, understand 10 or more languages, write words, stories, and play, and whatever you wish them to know. The question parents feel, is it all possible? Give the best to your child. The feats of physical development. A healthy mind resides in a healthy body. Can you imagine a 10-day-old baby crawling? But it's not a miracle. Every child can crawl from day one. Every child is a born genius if you give an opportunity. Mental development. Here are some interesting facts of brain size and brain capacity. Miracle of brain growth. At conception, there is no head, and only one cell is present. From 9 months to 21 months, the circumference of the head grows from 35 centimeters to 50 centimeters. The increase is almost 50%. And from 21 months to 231 months, the circumference of the head grows from 50 centimeters to 55 centimeters. That means in the first 21 months, the brain grows by 15 centimeters, and the next 20 years it grows by just 5 centimeters. Thus, development in early stage is of utmost importance. It is easy to teach anything to a child of 5 years than of 6 years. And it is much more easier to teach anything to a child of 1 year than the younger the easier. The brain physically grows by use, along with the natural process of physical growth. The potential of the unborn child is the highest. Some facts of child. The human brain is the only container in the world which has the characteristics that the more you put into it, the more it will hold. The actual capacity of a child brain can be shown as Encyclopedia Britannica contains 12,500 million facts. 1,000 times of it is the capacity of National Archives USA, which is 12 trillion 500 billion facts. 10 times of it is the capacity of a child's brain, which is 125 trillion facts. Isn't it amazing? Sleep and food, parents think, are primary needs of a child. But play is higher than food and sleep. And learning is higher than play. It's all fun and play. Social development. The greatest gift you can give your child is to inspire him to offer seva or service by sharing himself with everybody. Emotional development. We satisfy the physical and mental needs of our child, but often his emotional needs of inspiration, vision, and love grow unattended. You can instill values of life like good sanskara into your child. I'm in love. Ask yourself, are your children getting irritated and angry? Do they want your attention all the time? Are you tensed about your children's education? Do you have a discipline problem with your children? Solution to all these issues and many more can be found if parents have a strong emotional bond with their children. Let us give our silence to our children. Your child is what you are. If you are peaceful, your child is peaceful. Each and every child is a gift from God. They have the potential for true godliness. It aims at exploring and maintaining this godliness. It's all fun and play. Love for learning.
So we are here to share with you what exactly has happened in our lives and what we have done so far in the last almost 27 years. I would like to tell you, I would like to introduce myself as Raviji, Ravisankar, okay. Then after that I just did my law. I joined at that time, very few people knew about yoga in 1983. Okay, so 82-83, I heard about Guruji Rishi Prabhakar, who just started the Siddha Samadhi Yoga. Very few people knew about it. I am among the first to have done this program with him. Okay, so I was studying law. So I was by birth, I had a lot of health problems. So my mother, was very much worried about my health. And then when I joined this course, yoga course, within I think 1 or 2 days I became perfectly healthy. It was shocking to me more. And then a lot of people were asking me, what happened to you, what happened to you? Like, I'm feeling very bad. And then I was also like so active, I was unanimously elected as a student union leader in the college. So I just saw leadership is different. Leadership is not controlling people, leadership is of inspiration. So then I saw there is something very big shift in my life. Then I decided I must follow my guru, Rishi Prabhakar. Then I just joined him, and then I was with him. So he trained me. I'm the first among the people who are trained by him. Then I came back to my place to practice law because my father was an advocate, about 200-year-old office. So I joined his office, thinking that I can do something in the profession. For 4 years I tried my way to how to really bring some harmony in that field, and then I found better way is to meditate. Then I chose to be a full-time yoga master. Then my guru sent me to Hyderabad to teach this. When I was just 21 years, my education was like a cakewalk. Everything I did, I don't know, it may be the grace of all the great masters. So I could easily go through everything. When I went to do my first program in Hyderabad, a lot of people, very big people came, and then after the program, people were all very much fascinated by the meditation and all that they have learned. They asked me, how about our children? We want you to teach our children. I didn't know how to teach children because I knew how to teach adults. But I don't know how to keep them sit and then close their eyes. It was a very big challenge for me. So I thought I will ask my guru, if he guides me, I will do it. Then my Guruji gave me permission. You do for children between 8 to 13 years. Do that. That's a good age. And then he gave me some instructions in one page, and he gave me, you go through this, you can do it. Then I went through it. There were only about 20 questions in it. Then I thought there may be answers, so I turned the paper. It was empty. Only questions were there. And then I was surprised. What to do with the questions? Then I rushed to my Guru and I asked, "Sir, Guruji, I don't know what to do. You have given me only the questions. Where do I find the answers?" Guruji smilingly told me that children will give the answer. So he said, "You start." I was in a big it was a very big challenge. I don't know the answers and I have to start the program with questions. Okay, then I started the program. About 20 children were there, and out of all these children, one small child came, 5 years old child. She came along with her sister, and she said, "I too want to do that class." She was so small, 5 years. I don't know what to do with this, such a small girl. I called the parents. She is too small. She cannot get it. At least 8 years she must be. Otherwise, how can she, learn? They said, "She will not disturb. She will be in the class. Please allow her to sit." Then I said, "Okay, be there, but do not disturb the class." Like this, I put all the restrictions on her to keep quiet, not to move around, all that. Actually, all through the 10 days course that I conducted for them, I never noticed her because she was so quiet. During this program, I was asking questions to the children. The first question I asked the children, "Do you know any great men?" Pratima, do you know any great men?
My great man is my brother,
Yeah.
who really brought me, show me the real world, and my Guru Brahmashri Pitamaha Subhash Patri. So both are my great mans.
Right. See, like that. When I asked children, there were about 20 children, they gave me about 100 names. No one repeated another name like that. I was so shocked, and one child said, "About you. I said, "Me? Yeah." I said, "How can I be a great man? Otherwise, why are you interested in great men?" The child asked, "Unless you have the greatness, you cannot be interested in great men." My God, I started learning now. My questions are not just getting some answers, but the questions are taking me to something higher than what actually I think is possible. Then ask the second question to the children, "Why do you think they are great? Why do you think, Pratima, they are great?"
They are very much open to learn, and they follow the instructions as how we give them, sir.
Yeah. Right? So I asked these children, and there was one guy in the class, one small boy. I still remember that boy now. He must be around 30s or 40s. He must be. In 85, I'm telling you, he was A.B. Chowdhury. ABC I used to call him. So that boy stood up and said, "Uncle, great people are great because they do great things." It was such a simple, straight answer. I was really awestruck. Like I was looking like how Yashoda was looking at the Krishna with his mouth open. I was like the other fellow open with my mouth is open, and I was looking in wonder at those children. Then I had immediately some question came which was not in the list. I said, "What are great things? What do you think are great things, Pratima? What do you think is a great thing?"
Helping myself, sir.
Pardon?
Happy.
Being happy? Okay. His sister was there, small girl. I remember, she's Sweta. She stood up. I said, "Okay." She told, "Great things are those things which are useful to everybody."
Oh, wonderful.
I was actually in tears with that. Even today, I feel that same kind of, that zoom going on in my body, because the answer is such a simple voice, such a simple words, but such a profound truth that she has told. I could not sit in my place as if I am a guru. I just jumped out of my seat. I went to her. She was so small. I just picked her up and then I started dancing. I said, "I got it like Eureka." What a thing, I asked her, "Please explain to me." Now I am the student. I am asking the child, "Oh, please explain to me what it means." She said, "Uncle, you give me chocolates. If I eat all, it's not great. If I share with everybody, then it is great." She explained me also those things. Then I realized a very great truth what my guru said. Children will answer. Children will answer. They are come not to take your teaching. They have come to answer your questions. So that realization has made me very much now interested, more than the adults, in children. I said, I'm going to do children's programs. Guruji said, no, you do adults programs as well as children's programs. Then I realized, yeah, we had to teach adults so that they will allow the children to learn. Otherwise, they may not allow the children to learn. They think it's all waste of time. Why all this meditation, yoga and all that? You better study and get all the good marks. I tell you, do this, your good marks will simply follow you. They will be just your, what do you say, a feather in your cap. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. So this shift happened. First shift that happened to me is I am here to learn from the child, not to teach the children. First and foremost principle I got. Well, most of the parents think parenting means how to teach your children this, that, and control them, make them fit, and then put them into this. And I was just hearing to our Dr. Newton's program just a few hours back, and I saw how parenting goes, and then most of the parents are really trying to control their children, and they are desperately failing. Every parent who thinks that they can control the child desperately fail. Okay, because it is not the way to operate. So now my work is to see how I can really. Are you able to hear me, everybody?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. So my work is now to see what we are supposed to do with the children. If we are not there to teach, then what? Then what? So then my work was to explore what is possible with the tiny little, what do you call angels. They have come to you, what is possible, and how we parents are curtailing those possibilities and allow them to blossom. Okay, then my research went into that. I was telling parents, do this, do that, can you try this, can you try, because I was thinking they can do it, but many of them said, we don't believe, I think it is not possible. Okay, let us see. Like this kind of most 90% of answers I used to get was all negative. So then one day what happened, once I went to Hyderabad, a parent came and told me, your student got best student award in the school. I said, yeah, who is that? She is in the first standard. I said, none of my children are in first standard because I teach 8 above. So they must be in third or fourth standard. You might have mistaken. No. She told on the dais, on the stage, when she was given the best student award in front of 10,000 people, my guru is Raviji. Who else? It's you only. Maybe some other Raviji. No. She told, I have done your yoga program. Then who else it could be? Who could it be? I have not taught like that, I thought. Then when I met that child, I recognized is that small little girl who said, I want to sit in the class. But she didn't ever disturb the class, but quietly there. Then I found out something more than what I learned in the course, that children learn on their own. Okay, given them just an opportunity, they know what to learn, how to prosper, how to take it further. So then I saw one very important principle. Younger the child, higher is its potential. We think as you grow up you will be able to learn. Wrong. Younger you are, your potential is higher. This is a second wonderful important principle I got is this. Then my venture went into how younger, how much younger. Okay. How about 3-year-old child? How about 2-year-old child? How about a year-old child? How about a pregnant? Like that, our experiments went backward. Everybody went forward, but we went backward like that. At that time, my Guruji told me, pardon, Pratima?
Went to the root.
Yeah, going to the root. So, my Guruji one day called me and said, you seem you are fascinated by the children. Why don't you get married? He told me. I am not interested in that. I am interested to really serve this, give this to everybody. He said, yeah, you can give this, but plus get married, so that you can really experiment on your own children and offer this to the world. So he only got us married, me and my wife. So she has really understood why we are marrying also. When we married, it was very clear between us that we are marrying for a cause that is beyond our own pleasures and our own interests. So Guruji has guided us about, how a husband and wife to lead a life that gives a beautiful example for the children as parents. So this has given us the way to look into it. For the first 1 year, 2 years, we didn't have children. First, because we were very eager to have children.
4 years.
Then, yeah, first 2 years we didn't. Then we started, something is wrong with us, so we should find out. Then we went to this medical, that medical, this thing, that thing, and all that. Then one fine day we realized there is some higher source that gives the kids. We were thinking, is all the biological things, of course they will also help, but more than that is some source that we could really connect to. Then once that is connected, once we came to know that she's pregnant, our work started. Now we have to do something with our children. Most of the time, by the time you come to know that you are pregnant, is already 1.5 months is passed. And even more also sometimes. So we lost that 1.5 months. Okay. Then we have to see what can be done and all that. At that time our work was very hectic because 9 months and then like this, so we have very short time what to do and all that. Yet God's grace, by the time my son was about 3 months, we came to know a great possibility that children can start reading, can do maths, can learn encyclopedia. Lot of things can be taught to a child very young, younger than even 3 months. Just a month baby can be taught. So by then my child was already 3 months. So me and my wife, we started experimenting because we were also not sure, is it possible for a small little 3 months baby to read? But still, with some faith in our Guru's words, we started teaching our child reading. About 200 words we taught to my son without knowing whether he is learning or not. Because he is not able to speak. He will only see in wonder whenever I show him the words. He'll be looking like this. He's enthusiastic, he's excited. At least he is enjoying. That much we thought, and then we started showing. After about 5 months, when he was about 8 months old, I thought, why don't I do one test and find out whether he really can recognize those words or not. She was busy in the ashram preparing something for the child. I took all these 200 words in front of him. I spread them out and then took him in my lap and I asked him, Sunag, pick up tomato, T-O-M-E-T-O, tomato, I told him. He just looked at everything and he kept quiet. All my energy is simply lost. I thought I failed. And all of a sudden he jumped out from my lap, went like that and then picked up tomato. And then I said, whoa, like that. I was so happy. Got it. Yeah. It was. Then she came rushing. Something happened to the child. And she said, what happened? He picked up tomato. Oh, yeah. Let me ask him. Then he picked up. She asked, I asked, and then he is picking up the words. Then I said, yes, we got it. We know it. Then I told, we have to now share with everybody. Then we took our child, all our words everywhere, started showing people that my child can recognize and all that, thinking that people will be inspired to do on their children. But many people said, your child is born genius. Your child is a prodigy. Like they put one big crown on our head or on the child. I said, it's not true. Every child is born genius. Every child is a divine creation. Okay, every child has descended to the world to give us something beautiful. It's not that my child alone, but we parents don't know what to do with the child. So we are here to tell you what you can do with the children. So slowly a few people, about 10, not even 10, I think 5 couples joined us. And they said, we are ready to experiment on our children of the same age group. They started experimenting. They also started giving me a good feedback. I said, beautiful. Let us make it into a nice program so that everybody can easily practice it. So like that, it took almost 4 or 5 years for us to design the basic structure of this course. But in the meantime, what happened? We had a son. So our thoughts went into how to do it much earlier. What to do during pregnancy or even before, because we are not just born, we are born even before. Okay, we are inside the parents, okay, as a cell. Then we take a form. So if couple who plan for having a child do certain samskaras, do certain processes that really, enlighten them, definitely their children will get much higher possibilities. This is the thought came, and then fortunately for us, some ancient scriptures somebody gave me about Yajnavalkya Smriti and all these things. We studied about what happens before the life. Before we take a form in the mother's womb, what happens and what a parent can do. How a parent can communicate with the baby inside the womb. When we were doing this, lot of doctors came and told, yes, 4 months baby can hear and respond to the sounds outside. When a 4 months baby means a fetus can hear. Then we said, okay, then we can do a lot of things with the baby inside the womb. Now I told Gayatri, shall we go for the second baby? She said, yes. This time we should go for a baby girl, because we have a baby boy. How about a baby girl? In India, gender, all these things is a problem. So I don't talk much about it now. But in many countries there is no problem. So people can have a choice over what kind of a baby they want. Not just the gender alone, but their characteristics, their features, their nature, everything can be designed. So the second baby we went for is a designer baby. So Gayatri will share something about it, about what happened with the second baby. Okay? Right, Pratima? Yeah. Are you excited?